This will be the first time on the West Coast that this music's getting played. So I think the unique and exciting part of this concert will be the undiscovered scores, doing the no-net music, and the different instrumentation that's going to happen. The Birth of the Cool is historically important, one because Miles Davis was the lead trumpet and flugelhorn player on it. Also, they added Lee Konitz to this group and Jerry Mulligan as well, and Barry Sachs. And Gil was important because he brought a lot of orchestration sound to jazz by bringing in tubas and French horns and bassoons. A lot of composers hadn't been doing that except for Duke Ellington. So it was a nice connection, and also Gil's connection with Miles Davis. Plus some eras he worked with Claude Thornhill, which was the early 30s, the stuff he did with Bob Hope's show. He was the arranger for Bob Hope's show, stuff he did here in Stockton and in the Bay Area during that time, and also then his move to New York, where he met Miles Davis and that group, Charlie Parker, and all his arrangements that he did there. So we wanted to do some snapshots of that as well. We're showing different flavors of Gil's ranging from 30s up to the 60s and stopping there. We only have a couple hours, so. Well, I was excited to do this Gil Evans concert because we were working with Maria Snyder. We got to meet Ryan Truesdell, who's a composer arranger as well, who found these undiscovered scores. And I said, hey, there's a great place here, SFJazz. Do you mind if I did them with my big band here at SFJazz? And he said, sure, go for it. And that's how the concert came about. So the excitement of being a composer arranger, doing another composer arranger's pieces, and also Gil's a piano player, and I'm a piano player. So I can actually see why he left the piano out in a lot of his arrangements, because he used the orchestra as the piano. Gil did an arrangement of Greensleeves for Kenny Burrell to perform, and it's a famous arrangement. It's wonderful because it's just guitar, bass and drums with Gil's horn and woodwind arrangement around it. And the fact that he left it with that trio and then wrapped around it his big band, but with bassoon, French horn, and oboe, so the sound of it is very different. What Gil did is he broke everything high-low. That's what's unusual about this no-net. So for instance, he put trumpet, trombone, alto sax to Barry Sax, French horn to trombone. It was a very novel thing at the time when they were doing the Birth of the Cool album. One of the pieces, Punjab, was written in early 60s, is right out of the Indian raga, classical music. You're gonna hear tablas, you're gonna hear a string instrument with the big band. So those are things I think people are gonna find very interesting because he was also connected to what was current at the time. So a lot of the Indian music came in the early 60s with Ravi Shankar. Philip Glass was working on it, but I think a lot of people may not know Gil Evans was working on it at the same time in parallel.